Hello, this is vXII presenting my SSB4 roster version 12. So today's June 10th. Tomorrow's the moment we've all been waiting for, the big reveal. So I haven't made a video on here for a long time, and I probably won't again after this video. But I just wanted to take this last opportunity to present my roster without any interference at all from a official source, let's say. So a major thing is, I decided not to do version exclusive characters for the 3DS and Wii U rosters anymore, because I'd been convinced that it probably wasn't a good idea. The 3DS could have other stuff like customizable characters. The 3DS would probably have stuff like version exclusive stages and stuff, as well as obviously the customizable characters option. So, customize, what was I just saying? Oh yeah, exclusive stages. It'd probably have some of those, but not exclusive characters. The roster I'm going to be presenting is the Wii U roster. The 3DS roster would have fewer characters, probably around 35. I haven't figured out exactly who, but preference would be given to characters who made numerous appearances on handheld consoles. Characters who had made almost no appearances on handheld consoles would be likely cuts. Olimar, for instance, would almost certainly not be in the 3DS version, while Muddy Mole certainly would be. Also, well, I'll get to that later. So, I don't think I have anything else to say before we just dive right into the roster. So, okay. Okay, so, here it is. My final roster. There are 50 characters. You've probably noticed the question marks. Don't worry about them yet. I'll get to them later. I've removed 2 characters from Brawl to this game, and those characters are Wolf and Lucas. I did this primarily because I didn't think the Star Fox series deserved 3 characters, and I didn't think the Mother series deserved 2. The Star Fox series, while somewhat well known, is very small, and it's practically dead. There are 6, I think, games in the series, and 3 of those games are actually just the same game. You know, remakes. That's really the only one that's generally considered good. I think another one's considered generally okay, and the other 2 are generally considered crap. So, Star Fox is pretty iconic, so I think it definitely deserves 2 characters, but not 3, so I removed Wolf. The Earthbound series, same thing. It's got 3 games, only 1 was released in America. The only real notoriety it has comes from Smash. I decided to keep Ness over Lucas, because Ness is more iconic. He's been in all the games. He's from the original 12. It's kind of a heritage thing. So yeah. Those are my removals. Those are my certain removals. I'll get to possible removals later. So, looking at the Mario series. New character is Toad. I could literally I could probably, if I was driven enough, make a 10-minute video all about Toad and why he should be in Smash. I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to say is this. Toad is the most iconic Mario character not currently in Smash. He has been playable in several mainstream games. He's extremely popular. And he's had his own spin-off game. Wario's Woods. Bowser Jr., judged on his own merits, is definitely Smash material. However, I'm only giving Mario 1 new character, and if I have to choose Bowser Jr. or Toad, I'm choosing Toad, because Toad is just more qualified. It's as simple as that. Okay, moving on. Legend of Zelda series. New character is Tingle. This isn't probably going to be a popular choice, but I put in Tingle primarily because he's the most recurring Zelda character who's not currently in Smash, and he's the only Zelda character to have spin-off games. This makes him by far the most qualified Zelda character to get into Smash. The only real complaint people have against Tingle is perceived hatred in the Western world, and while it's true that he is widely disliked, I don't think he's as disliked as everyone thinks. In a huge popularity poll spanning right here on YouTube as well as Smashboards.com and the GameFAQs.com forum, Tingle placed 41st out of thousands of character options, which isn't fantastic, but it's nothing to sneeze at either. So Tingle isn't completely hated in the West. Moving on to Mario spin-off series, I added King K. Rool as a Donkey Kong character. I don't think I need to justify anything there. I also added Paper Mario, who'd be counting for his own series, the Mario RPG series. Paper Mario, in my opinion, should be in to represent the Mario RPG series. Some people say things like, oh, well, Paper Mario's just a different version of Mario. Toon Link, just putting that out there, and Sheik, who's in a more literal sense an alternate version of Zelda. And anyway, Paper Mario is better than Toon Link, who's comparable to Link in the same way that Paper Mario is comparable to Mario, because Paper Mario actually has unique abilities. So this makes Paper Mario more different from Mario than Toon Link is from Link. So you can't really use that argument. Paper Mario's had 4 games, 2 were awesome, 1 was pretty good, 1 was crap, but I'm not getting on that tirade. He's fairly iconic, he'd have cool moves, I'm putting him in. Okay, Metroid series. I added Ridley and Dark Samus. Ridley goes without saying. Dark Samus, though, I mainly put in Dark Samus because I had 3 Fire Emblem characters, and I didn't think I could reasonably give Fire Emblem more characters than Metroid. I looked through a bunch of Metroid characters, and honestly, other than Samus and Ridley, none of them were really fantastic Smash material. But Dark Samus was the best choice, even if she's not a great choice. I'll put it that way. I'll get to miscellaneous characters later. No new Kirby characters. Okay. The question marks. There are 3 of them. 2 are under Pikachu and the Pokemon Trainer. So those question marks are Pokemon question marks. I have 3 definites for the Pokemon series. Pikachu, the Pokemon Trainer, as he appeared in Brawl, and Victini to represent Generation 5. I put in Victini over Zoroark because the 2 question marks are spaces I just couldn't decide for. They'd definitely both be Pokemon characters, but there are so many possibilities and so many variables in the Pokemon series, especially in light of the, upcoming Pokemon X and Y versions, that I just couldn't make a decision. Some possible characters for those slots may be Jigglypuff, maybe Lucario, or Mewtwo, or some Gen 6 Pokemon. There's all sorts of stuff that could be done there. Okay, I'm going to get on to miscellaneous and retro characters now. I added 2 retro characters, Muddy Mole and Sheriff. Little Mac is a definite possibility for the 3rd question mark space, but I'll get to that later. Muddy Mole I put in over Little Mac because for a retro series representative, the NES has already gotten 2 in the Ice Climbers and Pit, and so I thought I'd put in Muddy Mole to represent the Game Boy in Smash. Sheriff I put in as kind of the surprise character, a spiritual successor, I guess, to Mr. Game & Watch and Rob. Sheriff, in case you don't know, was the very first Nintendo character ever made, from the first Nintendo game ever made, so it has tremendous historical value. I'm thinking his design would be like a bunch of little white cubes suspended in a cowboy-shaped medium. An invisible cowboy-shaped medium. I think that'd be a pretty cool design, but I digress. Okay. Miscellaneous characters. So, after calculating all the existing franchises and retro characters and third parties up, I had 4 slots left for miscellaneous characters. I knew 3 miscellaneous characters I had to put in straight off. That was Tom Nook to represent the Animal Crossing series, Starfy to represent the Starfy series, and Isaac to represent the Golden Sun series. Tom Nook I put in to represent the Animal Crossing series. There are some people who say, oh, well, the Animal Crossing series isn't a fighting or action or adventure game, so they shouldn't have a character. And, you know, I think of this, Super Smash Bros. Is for all of Nintendo. It's not just for Nintendo's fighting or action or adventure games. You know, Rob, for instance, was an accessory. He didn't appear in any fighting or action or adventure games or anything like that. And Animal Crossing is huge, so it deserves a character. You know, at least one. For a while I thought I should probably put 2 characters in. Lots of people suggest Mr. Rossetti as an Animal Crossing representative, and I think he'd be a good choice too. I have a slight personal preference for Tom Nook, but, you know, either one would be fine, really. It's also possible to come up with a moveset for Tom Nook. I've come up with one. I'm not sure whether or not I posted it on here, but I think I did. Anyway, Starfy. Starfy has appeared in 5 games. They're very successful in Japan. And I think it was kinda successful in America. I'm not sure though. And he's very iconic in Japan. You have a cool moveset. I think he should be in, you know, 5 games. That's a good size series. It's better than Pikmin. Okay? And Isaac from Golden Sun. 3 games. Pretty well received. He's one of the best choices for a miscellaneous character, and I like miscellaneous characters a lot. It makes me feel like Smash has more variety in it when there are plenty of miscellaneous characters. Okay. The 4th slot, I honestly don't know about. There are so many choices. You know, some of the choices I've considered are Little Mac, who would be a retro character. Or the Duck Hunt Dog, who would also be a retro character. Another one. Some other choices I've considered would be Shulk from Xenoblade, Lip from Penel Pawn, Andy from Advance Wars. There are just so many options, and I don't want to hurt my brain too much trying to figure it out. So, that is a nebulous, miscellaneous, or retro character, is what that 3rd question mark is. Okay, new Fire Emblem characters. I added Chrom. I didn't remove anyone. I don't think I really need to justify this. Yeah, okay. Is there anything I missed? No, I don't think so. Okay, moving on to third party. I've added 3 new third party characters. Pac-Man, Mega Man, and Black Mage. Pac-Man was a character I always seriously considered, but now that Namco is actually helping Nintendo make Smash 4, he's pretty much, I would say, almost guaranteed. I would be willing to bet money that Pac-Man gets in. And he's so iconic, you know, he's one of the most iconic video game characters ever, so it'd really be fitting for him to be in Smash. Mega Man would be a Capcom representative, and you know, who else are you gonna do but Mega Man? Yeah, Black Mage is a Square Enix representative, represents Final Fantasy, you know, and I didn't want. He's probably the most iconic Final Fantasy character, except maybe for a Chocobo. Yeah, I don't think I really need to justify Black Mage. He's certainly better than Geno or Cloud Strife or something. You know, Geno because he was a Mario character and only appeared in one game. Cloud Strife because he's never appeared on a Nintendo console. So, Black Mage is probably the best choice for a Square Enix representative. Got a little bit more time, so I think I'm going to talk about DLC. Yes, in my rendition, there would definitely be DLC. Nintendo's been making a big push towards DLC recently. The Wii U and 3DS would both be great for DLC. Smash would be great for DLC. Yeah, I've made a DLC video. But the only, in my opinion, valid complaint I've ever seen for DLC is the fact that Nintendo may run out of content to use for future Smash games. And that's kind of valid, but I think that just means you kind of have to select your DLC carefully. You know, you probably wouldn't want to put Bowser Jr. in as a DLC character, because he'd be an almost certain character for SSB4 after this one comes out. A character you would put in for DLC, however, might be a Fawful. Fawful would be a great DLC character. He's very widely liked, but in kind of a niche group. He's not good enough to get in the core, but he could be very good. I think Fawful would be a great DLC character. Another great DLC character would be Roy, Mewtwo, if he doesn't get in. What else? Jigglypuff, if she doesn't get in, or Lucario. These would all be good DLC characters, people who have been cut from past games, hopefully with revamped movesets. DLC would be, in my opinion, the only valid way to get additional, like, Sonic characters or something, and if they put Shadow in as a DLC character, that would sell insanely. And it wouldn't be on-disc DLC, it would be true downloadable. Because if it was on disc, people would just hack it, and everyone hates on disc DLC. So it would be actual true DLC. It could be really cool. I think DLC would work. And Geno would be an awesome DLC character. So I think DLC would work really well. They would probably have a business model where they sold in packets. You know, like, if they're making this new IP called Turtle Quest, and the main character is named Spontaneous Tump, they put out their, to help promote it, they put out their Spontaneous Tump DLC package. You have Spontaneous Tump, get the character, you get a stage, a few trophies, and a few songs, for like $5. Alternatively, you could buy a character alone for maybe $3 or $4. But you get better value if you get the pack, you know, something like that. I'm kind of rambling now, so I think I'm going to stop. I would appreciate feedback, critiques, anything really. So thanks for listening. Bye.